What's up, guys?
Look, congratulations on the victory. I know, not the way you would have liked to have ended it, of course, but a win is a win. But I guess, how do you feel about your performance overall?
It was okay. It was like definitely a step forward. Song's a hell of a fighter, man. I knew that he was going to be super tough. The guy hits really hard. And he defended the takedowns really well. I think that I was starting to figure him out as the fight was going on, so I was really looking forward to a fifth round. I felt good. I felt fresh. I felt like my eyes were still working, and my fifth round was going to be good, but I wanted to know that, So that was kind of a bummer. I also just have like these people that I'm fighting I feel like I have more in common with them than I do most people. So when I see something kind of just like upsetting happen to them, and the fight is over, I have like a lot of compassion for that person. So I know that I would be pretty bummed if I just had that happen to me. So I also, I feel a little bummed for Song, but I'm going home the winner because I cut him. So I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was a headbutt or something like that. You sliced both. I did want to ask you guys about that cut as the fight's going on. I mean, once you see it, does it become a target for you at that point, or do you have to not just think about that cut and think about your full game plan, or do you start saying, man, if I just keep wearing on that, like, this fight's going to be over? No,
it was more just me trying to stick with my game plan. I honestly didn't really think about the cut. I could see the blood going into his mouth. He kind of like, he's kind of a freaky dude. He was kind of like smiling, enjoying getting the blood in his mouth. He's kind of one of those guys. So I noticed that, but outside of that, no, it was just stick to the game plan and make sure that I don't get my ass knocked out by him.
Anything that he did surprise you? I mean, I know you had a lot of respect for him coming in, but was there anything that he did that well, that's better than we thought it would be?
He hit a lot harder than I thought he'd hit. Outside of that, I knew that he would defend the takedowns well. That was okay with me. I was just trying to score some minutes, rob him of his power a little bit. His game plan was a little bit interesting. I thought he'd move a little bit more. Yeah, it was good. It kind of threw me off a little bit in the beginning of the rounds. He was kind of like letting me hit him, and that's always like a eerie feeling, It's like, oh, why is this guy letting me jab him, But yeah, I think I handled it well. I handled some good adversity in that fight, so I'm proud of myself for that. And like I said, it wasn't perfect by any means, but I think it was a step in the right direction, so I'm cool with it.
So I don't know if you've seen the scorecards yet, but two of the judges had it even, right? They had him taking 1 and 2. Like, I know you didn't know immediately afterwards, but when you hear that now, that it was even going into 5, I guess, what do you think of that? Do you agree with that scoring at all? Are you a little surprised that he took both the first 2 rounds?
I knew it was close, but I think that I was picking up momentum. But no, I definitely knew it was close. I definitely was going to go into the 5th round and try to absolutely win that round.
Last thing for me, you threw out the names. I mean, you know the state of the division, right? You said the ones that make sense. But are any of the names more preferable over the others, or more just about a date on the calendar and whoever can show up?
No, not really. I think as like a martial artist, I try not to have many opinions about anything. I live in a way where I just more or less try to go with the flow and let life, give me opportunities and me take them. So, Cheeto or Marab are the obvious names. Both of them posed very different challenges, two completely opposite fighters almost. So, I don't really care, man. Give me one of them for Christmas.
Hey, Cory. How hurt were you in that first round?
Pretty hurt. Yeah, he definitely rocked me. It took me a second to get my wits underneath me. I was seeing blurry for, like 30 seconds, and then kind of throughout the fight, here and there. But that fight against Jan, where I got dropped for the first time, helped me get through that moment. I fought through it because I had dealt with it before. And against Jan, I didn't deal with it as well as I did tonight because I had never been through it, and I had been through it now. So, I'm really happy about that. I'm proud of myself for that. This whole martial arts thing and this whole, me fighting is a very self-discovery, me trying to figure out how deep I can go and all of that. So I'm happy that I got to deal with that adversity and do well through the adversity.
Yeah, with you dealing with that, does it give you more confidence about fighting these knockout artists?
Yeah, I don't really know who's going to be able to hit harder than those two. Seriously, Song and Jan, I don't know who's really going to hit harder than those guys. I can't really think of too many other people. Yeah, I think that those are definitely, so hopefully I don't fight anyone else that hits that hard.
I don't know if you saw Henry Cejudo's tweet, but he said Cory Sandhagen might be the most technically skilled fighter in the UFC bantamweight division, other than myself. Impressive performance. I just wanted your thoughts on that.
Cool, thanks, Henry. It's rare that guy says something nice, so thanks, man.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Just one, how much did the game plan change up knowing that it was Song and what he was bringing to the table? What sort of things did you know you had to pay attention to, and how much of that played out there on the cage?
There was like this level of, like I said, like eeriness to Song that I wasn't anticipating. It almost felt like on like a hairpin's trigger he was going to be able to crack me. I had never really got that experience too much before where like even when like he just reacts so hard to things. Like you saw when I went for the legs, he would react super hard. So with that I was like, well, he's reacting super hard to those things, and just finding someone that explosive when they duck like that, like you don't know if it's going to be an overhand or what it's going to be. So I stayed covered, I protected myself, and then I would just try to score something good at the end of the combinations, and I started to really do that well at the end of the fight. And so I was happy about that, but there was just like this eerie feeling to Song that was different.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Great job, Cory, tonight.
Thanks.
We saw a lot on display. Was that you putting together everything what you thought leading up to the bout, or just having a target coming forward, for all 25 minutes if you could have?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
In the sense that you put everything together, like it was just the flying stuff, the uppercuts, your elbows. You just really mixed everything in. We felt like your full arsenal. Was that just what you wanted to do tonight, or because you had a guy coming at you all round after round after round?
Those were definitely tools. I like to think that I just have like a tool belt, and then I just use whatever I need given the circumstance. So those are the ones that I was using. I don't really think about them too much other than like just using my instincts. So it was just that, I obviously knew that like the elbows were landing really good. So I was just throwing more of those. If it works, I guess keep doing it.
Yeah, for sure, man. And most people would think, all right, my first 5-round fight, all right, deep waters, let's see what we do. You seemed more comfortable once it went into the championship rounds. That experience kicked in, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I wanted to welcome him to the 5th round. I knew that I was figuring him out more and more. I knew that like his bar was getting lower and lower and lower, and mine was staying the same. Even the takedown at the end, I don't really feel like I had to work super hard for it. Like I just drove through and then just ended up on top. So I think that he was on his way down. That's kind of why I wanted to fight in the 5th too, is because I wanted to see how dangerous he could stay, and also I just wanted to like really win. Like I knew that it was like a close fight, and I wanted to actually like really win. That's always my goal. So yeah, I didn't win good enough, but that's typically how I feel after every win. So.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the victory. However it comes, you did it, and well done tonight.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
We're over here real quick.
Yep.
With the elbow strikes that you landed that opened that cut, was that something that you saw maybe you'd be able to take advantage of watching film in your training camp, or was it just something that you saw was there during the fight?
Something just there during the fight. Like I said, he was like letting me hit him, he was keeping like a good guard, and then he was like loading up and trying to like knock me out and chuck on me. So I was just going to crash when he took his first step in, and I landed a few good ones. I could definitely tell because my elbow hurts, it was just something that I kind of saw, with elbows, it's kind of like you either cut them or you don't. And I was just fortunate enough to cut them.
That's all I got for you, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, Cory, one more question is, I believe Cory and you and Song are all the championship candidates in the future. And you said you wanted a match on Christmas. If Song is available at that moment, are you looking for a rematch?
I TKO'd him, so no. Not really. I kind of want to fight up in the rankings now.